gotta be an idiot to bet on that parlay.
It's DTF or bust.
Put it on my mama's porch tomorrow. Welcome back to Hold My Death Podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Park. Here with me, as always, the one, the only Chief Wahoo himself, Mr. Fields.
That's Chief Wingwam to you.
Oh, my apologies, Mr. Kingpin.
Yes.
Have you been watching Daredevil?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like the minute it comes out.
Yeah, I got caught up yesterday. I didn't watch it the night prior, but
It's badass.
yeah, I've loved it so far. You got to watch Severance too.
Yeah, that's
I'm all
next.
caught up on that.
It's next on my list. Everybody's been talking about Severance. Stupid pardon my take keeps spoiling it.
Yeah, I know. I had to keep skipping through it.
I just ignore it. I
Well,
just
half
don't
the time they were like 4 days late, so I was trying to play catch up during season
listen.
two, and I finally
Yeah.
got caught up. I'd say maybe like 2 weeks before the finale of season.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm gonna get to it eventually. I just finished a couple other shows and I'm actually watching Smallville right now.
Oh,
Well,
really?
re-watching Smallville to get back in the mindset of Superman for July.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
There's 10 seasons of it, and I watched it all in college, so I'm trying to re-binge it to be done by July. So grinding, I'm on season 2 right now.
Nice, nice. I'm trying to get into White Lotus next.
Yeah, Gabby watched that. I didn't get into it yet, but again, everybody talks about it, so I figured I'll end up watching it eventually.
Yeah, yeah. I was waiting for Caitlin to get back home to probably start watching that one.
Who cares about dumb old Texas anyways?
Oh. But man, it's been a minute since we've been able to record. I know me and Dylan have been working on trying to get our weddings planned. We're coming up on that time. Want to get everything solidified. And yeah, a lot of stuff has happened. And I would say both of our lives the last month, almost 2 months.
Well, the whole month of March just flew by, and when I just went to go look and see when the last time we recorded was, it was February 7th, and it was the Super Bowl preview. I can't believe it's been that long. Um, yeah, lots to catch up on. Congrats to the Philadelphia Eagles winning the Super Bowl by a landslide. No surprises there. I guess the biggest surprise would have been that the Chiefs didn't put up a bigger fight.
Yeah.
It was the Eagles' year, though, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, but yeah, no, I was thinking about it, I'm like, man, we haven't really recorded in that. I didn't realize it was that long. I figured it was maybe like 3 weeks, but
But then it's not even like a lack of trying either because we've tried. It's just there's been so many conflicts with scheduling.
yeah. And I mean, March, at least for my job, March is our busiest month for whatever stupid reason every year.
Yeah,
Like we had our highest sales this month, and yeah, it's crazy.
but that's good. Business is good.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, all right, let's go ahead and we'll get off football for a little bit. We'll talk about that towards the end. We're at March Madness still. We got our final four matchups. First time we've gotten all four number one seeds in the final four since what was it? 2008.
2008,
Yeah,
2008.
2008. That was the Ohio State year, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Where
mean with when we were in the Final Four?
yeah,
Yeah, that was type Mark Titus.
yes. Mark Titus. There we go. Uh But yeah, we have Auburn facing Florida and then Duke facing Houston. Um, but before we really get into that Final Four, Dylan, what have you thought of March Madness so far?
Do you really think there's been a lot of madness?
No, but I don't necessarily think the games have been as unentertaining as everyone says they have been. I've thought there's been some really good games. Other than the only game I wish there was a different outcome from was Colorado State and Maryland.
That was a crazy finish. I mean,
Yeah.
probably the biggest. we'll call it March Madness game that
That
had, madness.
yeah,
We've had upsets. McNeese won, Drake won. Um, I mean, obviously Colorado State
yeah.
went round. The biggest thing though is there hasn't been a ton of crazy action, buzzer beaters, and then Colorado State Maryland happened. That was a great game. Obviously, very crazy transition with the Maryland coach deciding he was going to Villanova. I don't know about you, but I hate that the transfer portal is open for the NCAA during the March tournament. I think something might change with that next year. It just seems wrong.
Well, it should be at the end of the tournament. If you
Yeah,
want to do it the literally the day right after the tournament's over, sure, go for it. But
I think it's something to do with the academic calendar with sports in the NCAA. But
well, if so, start the tournament sooner.
yeah, why are we finishing the tournament in April? That's
Yeah,
my
why are we
biggest.
gonna call it March Madness when it ends
Yeah,
in April?
yeah. There's a bunch that's wrong with the sports calendar. I think hockey shouldn't finish in the summer. I don't think basketball, like the basketball calendar to me is also a little weird, finishing in June. I think like winter sports should finish in the spring, like a March.
I'd even give them May.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because who's watching the whole month of April basketball right now? I mean, like the
not at
Cavs are.
the very end of the month when playoffs start. I mean,
Hmm. Yeah, we're just waiting. Like everything's already pretty much set in stone.
yeah,
Like if we dialed back the season schedule to about 70 games versus the 82, take 12 games off, get rid of the whole month of April and dial back half of March and start the playoffs in March or the first week of April and finish in May, I think that'd be pretty good. I mean, you're only cutting back a month, but same thing goes for hockey. I think hockey should start a month earlier or two so that they're not finishing in June, July for their playoffs.
yeah. They both finish the same week, don't they? And
It's like neck and neck, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's something I think that they should consider at least. I don't know if they'll ever take away games necessarily because I still think they fear that even if they take away games, that they'll be well, one, they'll be missing out on ticket sales. But two, I mean, load management, I think, is not going to go away. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of load management at all. I get it for certain things. Like if you don't want to play a player like the whole 40 minutes one night, you know, say you're playing, the Cavs are playing I don't know, the Toronto Raptors. You don't want Donovan Mitchell to play the whole night. Go ahead and play him just like the first quarter so the fans at least get to see him play.
Yeah.
And then if you don't want to play him the rest of the game, cool, whatever.
I think a lot of people face the heat though of the sports gambling now. Like, oh, I'm gonna bet Donovan Mitchell to get 25 points at the lock, and then he plays one quarter, and it's like, well, we didn't know he was only playing one quarter, and
Right,
coaches and teams face a lot of heat for that now, but that's not their priority is the sports gambling. So,
right,
but you
100%.
also don't want to announce your game plan before the game. Hey, we're only playing Mitchell one quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, what else was I gonna say? Oh, back to college basketball. Do you really think that NIL is to blame for, four number one seeds? Because I find it very hard to believe that NIL is the issue. I just think that these are four big powerhouses.
I no, I mean Houston's been building a program for years. They've been in the last what, like 3 or 4 years in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Duke is always considered a blue blood powerhouse. Florida has proven that they're a champion in the past. I mean, they won in 2007. Um,
Going back to back, I think.
I think so. I think so. Auburn, that was probably the dark horse of the bracket, like our dark horse number one, but they also have a great program right now, and they're all built. I mean, they're not. I mean, sure, you look at the I saw a graphic the other day and it was like the starting five for the Sweet 16 or the Elite Eight, and it was, can you guess which team is which by the team that they were on last year? And only one team had a starting five with all of the same team, which would have been that school, and it was Purdue. Purdue did not get any transfers for their starting five of the Sweet 16. Every team, though, it was unrecognizable.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, considering some players would have been in high school,
Yeah.
but for the most part, if they were coming from another school, unrecognizable of what team it was.
Yeah.
I don't think it's to blame though, NIL.
Yeah.
I think paying the players is okay, but what I think needs to change is the hopping around so much. It's basically just free agency at the end of the year every year, like who's going to pay me more money every year, and there's no loyalty and there's no school spirit being built. College football, college basketball, everything used to be built on tradition, and now it's based on who pays the most. But my thing with that is there's got to be some loophole in these contracts that state this money is guaranteed if you stay at Ohio State. You leave Ohio State, you owe us money back, or I don't know where they, find that loophole to draw them in to stay. But there's got to be some sort of responsibility and accountability for hopping around.
Yeah, because I mean, essentially all they did was lay down the framework, but, make it official without any real guideline to it, and it just turned into a free-for-all.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and complain about it because Ohio State football benefited from it quite,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I completely agree that there should be, if you're getting NIL money from this school and you decide to leave, like you should have to owe back like something of it at least. Whether you complete like your whole like I don't know if it's considered contracts. I would assume so with
Yeah.
NIL, but
I don't know.
I would have to learn a little bit more about it to really dig deeper into that. Um, but yeah, I actually think we're gonna get a good Final Four. I know everyone's scared that the Final Four is not gonna be good because they didn't think the Elite Eight was that great. I didn't think the Elite Eight was bad either, but
No, I mean, it's still been good basketball. I think what's going to be great is you're going to have four number ones. This should be the best on the best. And then the national championship will be one versus one. I mean, it's got to be the two best teams, which I had Florida Duke in my bracket, which is, is it cowardly? Maybe. But I really thought looking at this bracket, Florida and Duke were the two best teams. And it's lived to tell the truth.
yeah. Only team that I didn't get in the Final Four this year, and usually I'm notorious for taking upsets. I really didn't go with that many upsets, other than in like one little section I took UC San Diego, but yeah, other than that, my whole Final Four was three number ones and a number two, and the only number two I had was Tennessee beating Houston.
Who did Auburn play to get here? Michigan State?
Yes.
Yeah, I had Michigan State in my Final Four. So I had three ones and one two.
Yeah. And then I also have Florida versus Duke. But I have Florida winning. I think you
Me
had.
too.
Oh, you did?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I had Florida just absolute rocking this season. But that was when Cooper Flag was not playing the first round and we weren't sure if he was going to play the whole tournament. So now that might have been a little different. I might have picked Duke, but I still think Florida Duke is the, national championship and I want to stand by my pick. I think Florida is a great team. But Duke's just they're so different.
Yeah, Walter Clayton's amazing. That guy's
Hmm.
awesome. But yeah, I'm excited for that. That starts Saturday, and then we finish up what, Monday?
Saturday night, and yeah, I think Monday night is the national championship.
Yeah, so hopefully we get some good matchups, some good games, some good college basketball. Always love that. Um, and wrap up the college basketball season, get ready for the NBA draft and NBA playoffs, which we'll talk a little bit about. Um, Honestly, let's talk about that now. Last night we had a pretty big matchup here in Cleveland where we beat the Knicks again this year. They didn't have Jalen Brunson, but let's go ahead and pull up the standings right now. Just because I haven't really looked at the standings too much.
I mean, they're still in the third seed.
Yeah, I mean we have four teams that have clinched in the East. Um, the top four seeds at least, with Cleveland being number one, Boston two, New York three, Indiana. I almost called it Indianapolis, which at number four, and then right now that have not clinched, we have Detroit at the number five seed over Milwaukee, which is number six, and then we start getting into the play-in tournament, which this looks like it's confirmed, but it's just a matter of what
Seeding.
team's going to be playing what.
Yeah.
Orlando at number seven, Atlanta at eight, and then Miami at nine. And Chicago at 10. So yeah, it's just going to be a matter of who's going to be playing who. Um, I don't know what team I really want to make it out of the play in. Probably Orlando and Atlanta, really.
Yeah. I mean, I could see Miami sneaking their way, but
Somehow, some way.
yeah, somehow, some way. But Orlando for sure will make it. I don't see them getting out of the tournament.
But
And
yeah, they just got screwed this year with injuries.
yeah, I mean, you start the season with Paolo gone. I mean, he's back, but
And he dropped a 50-point game and then gone the next day for
yeah, I
what?
mean, how do you do that? But
Wagner
um,
is out for a while. Suggs is out for the year.
yeah, the Eastern Conference was a big tankathon this year. They've got five teams who are going to be looking at a lottery, and everybody's racing for Cooper Flag.
Yeah, well, I mean, the East play-in's already pretty much set other than seeding, whereas the West, I mean, there's teams that are still not eliminated. There's only two teams eliminated in the West right now.
Hmm.
So yeah, the West is looking very, very wild. Um, which we'll go ahead and hop into that. We have OKC with the best record in the NBA right now, the number one seed. Houston Rockets at number two, Lakers at three, Nuggets at four, Golden State at five, Minnesota Timberwolves at six, and then we get into the play-in. Seven seed would be the Clippers today. Eight would be Memphis. Nine would be Dallas, and then 10 would be the Kings. And then looking outside is the Suns, Portland, and Spurs. The Suns make absolutely no sense to me this year at all. That I just don't know how you have Devin Booker and Kevin Durant and manage to lose games.
Hmm.
Um, Especially not be able to jump Dallas, which I believe Dallas beat Atlanta last night. Yeah, they did. It was right down to the wire. But and then Memphis firing their coach mid-season.
Yeah, when they're yeah, that
Well, I mean
that's
they were the number five seed when that ha happened, and I mean they're technically tied for it right now.
Memphis.
Yeah, so seeds five through eight are all tied minus one game
Yeah.
because Golden State has lost one less game than Minnesota, the Clippers, and Memphis.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited for the playoffs. I typically like it once we get out of the first round. That's when it starts to get a little interesting. But
Do you think that LeBron and Luca can do it?
um,
Or do you think that team's too old now to face somebody like Houston or OKC?
see, those would be the teams I think they could take on. It would be if they faced up against Denver that I wouldn't.
Yeah, I just somehow I OKC has been so hot all year, just like the Cavs, but I fear that what's going to happen is it's one of those two teams, Cavs or Thunder, are going to lose to a reigning champ of Celtics or Denver to make it to the finals. I think it's going to come down to Celtics, Cavs, and Nuggets, Thunder. I think that Houston has a run in with Denver, and Houston's just going to be too young to take on Denver. OKC plays Denver, and it, they're- it's going to be a coin flip between those two teams and the Cavs and Celtics.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. Um, a matchup that I don't think is being talked about enough right now, though, is if the season were to end today, Minnesota would be playing the Lakers, and I, I don't know. I would worry about that matchup. I think that would probably be the best playoff matchup right now.
It's going to be a fun playoffs. The shakeup with Luca coming to the LA Lakers and just being a Cavaliers fan and getting to watch just how good we've been this year. I want a Lakers Cavs finals,
Oh, I
but
love it.
I mean, the fact that Luca went to the finals, gets traded to a team with LeBron, who's been to the finals, what, 10 times? I
Yeah, he
mean,
did it how many times in a row? Eight?
eight.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that thinks that despite LA's past few years, the Mickey Mouse finals, I mean, they might be back. And then LeBron might be able to retire finally.
Yeah. I don't know if he would retire or not, though, after this season.
If he won, if he won, I think he would.
Do you think he would? I see. I feel like he's enough of a diva that he would want that, you know, oh, this is my last time playing in so and so city.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean,
But I could also see him being like, yeah, no, I'm cool.
I don't know.
But yeah, NBA playoffs, those are going to be starting. Let's see how many games we have left. We end games on the 13th. So next Sunday will be our last day of games.
Do you have any team that you want Cooper Flight to go to?
But if I had to say I wanted him to go to a team, honestly, if the Spurs somehow managed to get into the lottery and get him, I think that would be cool. Seeing Fox, Flag, and Wemby all on the same
Mhm.
team. Another one would be Philadelphia. I think he'd be a perfect name for like that big market team or Brooklyn.
I have a feeling he's going to Utah.
Yeah, Utah, I mean, that'd be cool too. I mean, he would be by far the best player on the team, other than maybe Markkanen starting off. But um, the one I'm really terrified of is somehow Philadelphia doesn't keep their pick. Because if they're not, I think it's top five. If they're not top five, if they don't have the top five pick in the lottery, it goes to Oklahoma City.
Really?
Yeah,
Which they should have a top five pick.
hopefully. I don't know. The lottery's been screwing people over lately, especially Detroit. They got Cade Cunningham, and then they got the worst record like 3 years in a row and got pick number five.
True.
So I don't know. Do you think the lottery is rigged at all?
I mean, they're lottery balls. How do you rig it?
Have you never watched the videos on how they used to rig the lottery?
No.
So supposedly the big one is like the Patrick Ewing one, where there was a bet, like there was like a little fold on the corner of the card when he went to go pull it out of the machine. So basically he would pull it out of like this. They used to be cards rather than like lottery balls.
Hmm.
and he would pull the envelope out, but the envelope had like a little, it was the only one in there that you could see in the video that had a bend in the corner. And you could tell like he was like trying to feel like David Stern was trying to feel for it in the machine.
I did not. But that makes me wonder about LeBron too.
Yeah.
Like, was LeBron supposed to go to Cleveland? Was that luck?
Well, like that's like the whole Zion Williamson thing. I mean, the NBA owned the Pelicans at the time. I think they still owned them. Um, Anthony Davis, their big star, was wanting out, and he was wanting to go to LA. They had, I think it was like the ninth best odds at the number one pick, and somehow managed to pull a Hail Mary. Same with the Lakers though too. Lakers moved all the way up to the third or fourth overall pick. Fourth overall pick.
Well, they made that whole ESPN 30 for 30 on the Magic with Shaq and Penny. They
Yeah.
were like the least amount of odds to get the number one overall pick, and they got it.
Yeah. Drafted Chris Webber, traded Chris Webber for Penny.
Hmm. I don't know if it's rigged, but I wouldn't I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it's slightly rigged. I mean, I think Wemby going to the Spurs was rigged a little bit too, but I mean, I'll take it. Still makes for fun basketball.
Oh, sure.
All right. Oh, torpedo bats. Let's go ahead and talk about some baseball. So, we've gotten some pretty solid baseball games. Guardians haven't gotten off to the hottest of starts. Uh, I would say two pretty rough series back to back. I mean, Royals played us really good in that first series, and then the Padres are just good everywhere.
Oh
And
yeah.
I mean, they're a World Series contender for a reason. Um, they just swept us 3-0. But a big topic of discussion at the beginning of the season has been these torpedo bats. Uh, what have you thought of the torpedo bats? Do you think it's a bad thing? Because I know the Yankees in particular have been catching a lot of slack, but they're not the only teams using this.
They were the first team to use it. That's why that's why it was such a big deal, was because they were the first to use it. And to be honest with you, I didn't know that this was a thing. And I think that's another problem with everybody is a lot of people were confused as to when was this announced, when was this made legal, when was, there's just a lot of questions. Now, that might just be the ignorance of being a fan. You don't pay attention to that type of, you know, fine print of new season rules and whatever. But ultimately, the most fun part about baseball is a home run. Are we going to get to a point where we had nine home runs the other day? Is that fun anymore? Are we going to be complaining that there's too many home runs before when there was too little home runs? I don't know. I think it's cool for the sport. I think that the whole point of baseball is you look for a home run ball and a foul ball, and hitting is good. I
Yeah,
love I love high scoring games. I hate when you go to a game and the final score is 1-0.
yeah, yeah. This is the same conversation I had with my dad on the phone the other day. I would much rather. I would feel a lot better about spending my money going to a game if the game was like, I don't know, even like 6-4, or we're seeing some runs. I'm hearing the Mario coins ding whenever I'm at a Guardians game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I like the higher scoring. I have no problem with the torpedo bat. I mean, I think it's smart. It's within the rules. Why outlaw it? I don't think it necessarily gives you an unfair advantage, especially since everyone else can do it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, you still gotta have the ball hit or the bat hit the ball. I mean, and if you make contact in that sweet spot, that's
Boom.
all that matters. Yeah.
Yeah, did we announce if we were gonna get a shipment of them in? Because
Uh,
I know teams like the Braves said they got a whole team shipment and
yeah, and what's cool about the with the Yankees torpedo bats is that they're custom made for the players.
hmm
So it's based off of data of where they typically hit the ball compared to where like what parts of the bat they don't typically use when they're hitting. Because I mean, if you hit more close, I forget what player it was. It was I think it was Volpe.
yeah.
He hits a lot closer to the handle than he does the end of the bat. So that's why the bottom of his bat is so much thicker than the top, which makes sense. I mean, I don't know. I'm a fan of it personally.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good for the sport. I think I want more scoring.
Yeah,
I don't know. You look at basketball, people complain about the 3-point line and how the Pacers scored 100 and what 62 points the other night. And you take away their what was it? If you take away their other shots and it was just 3-pointers, they still would have beat the other teamer. I forget what the stat was, but
yeah,
uh scoring's fun. I wish football would find a way to score more because we used to have high scoring games and all of a sudden it seems like we've been getting into that like 17 to 24 range that we're capping. Look at the Chiefs.
yeah,
Couldn't even get more than one game over 30 last year.
yeah. Which makes no sense because all of these new rule changes benefits the offense. So it makes no sense in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm all for the torpedo bats. I can't wait to see some of the Guardians players start using them. Um,
Do you have a player in specific that you want to use it?
um, I think Lane Thomas would be cool because you can tell that when he gets a hold of the ball, he can really crush it. Um, John Kenzie, I think that would be cool to see him just start cranking them.
He'd mash it.
Yeah, Rocchio is the one in particular that I'd really like to see use it. 'Cause
Yeah,
he's been
get
hitting a
him
lot
in.
better this year than last year so far, but Rocchio, he's so good defensively, but he struggles so bad at the bat.
Yeah, I mean our hottest hitter right now is Kyle Manzardo. Doesn't seem like he needs the bat.
Yeah. Yeah, Manzardo, and then Kwan's been getting on base a lot too. I mean, he's batting
But
343.
Kwan's not swinging for the fences. That's what, he is getting on base. He would have been Moneyball's favorite player ever back in the day. If he was playing during that movie, he would have been like, "All right, Billy, there's this guy Stephen Kwan. He doesn't hit a lot of home runs, but he gets on base. His on base percentage is like 75%."
Let's see, who else would I like? Arias, I'd like to see use torpedo bat as well. And what in the world's going on with Jose Ramirez? I actually missed it. He got hurt in the what second game?
Yes, second or third game, it was the third game. He slid into second base and he sprained his wrist.
Okay, but it seems like he's been fine after that, right? I mean, he hit a homer the other night.
Yeah, they were talking about him being day to day. I'm sorry, it was the second game because then in the third game he didn't play and they said he was day to day. They're gonna try to take it easy with the San Diego series, but then he played in the first game of the San Diego series. So I was like, oh, there's your day to day. Hits a home run. I don't know. He
Yeah.
doesn't like to miss a lot, so
Yeah, that's true. I know we start our next series in Los Angeles tomorrow, actually.
hmm
Uh,
hmm
I think it's weird that we're playing three series before we get back at home, but I like it at the same time because that means that we get more home games during the warmer weather.
Well, yeah, that's the biggest thing is why would I want to go to a game when it's supposed to snow on Tuesday?
Right.
I would rather them play the whole month of April on the road get it out of the way and play the whole month of May or June at home.
Yeah. Because even in May, like beginning of May, it's still a little chilly out, but it's nice. It's nice enough you can go throw on a windbreaker or whatever and go watch a game. You're not having to wear gloves and a hat and
Especially now that we're playing every team every year now. Like before, it was you had certain divisions that you'd play. Why not just get your whole road trip out of the way, like the West Coast road trip out of the way, or the Florida road trip out of the way in April if you're a team like Boston, New York, Cleveland, and just get that done so that when the boys of summer come, you know, it's a little bit easier. I mean, sure, you're away for a whole month. That sucks for your family, but then you're home for a whole month or two. I mean, I would trade that at any time.
yeah. Alex, if Alex Hale was listening to this right now, he'd be going crazy.
Why? What is he on the other side of the coin?
Blanket sales.
Blanket. Oh.
Blanket sales.
Oh, we should text him. What's your opinion on blanket sales?
Oh, I know his opinion on blanket sales. I witnessed that one firsthand. Blanket salesman.
Unreal.
But yeah, I'm excited for a whole summer of baseball. Um, Hoping to go to quite a few games. Hopefully, can go to some with you.
Yep.
And yeah, hopefully we get a good year at guards baseball. As of right now, our whole division is doing horrible, and we're all tied with the same exact record.
Yeah.
Um, but I
But
think in the division we're ahead.
the only thing about that is we played San Diego and they have one of the best rosters right now.
Yeah,
Anybody who's played the Padres or the Dodgers right now are down bad. Look at the Braves. The Braves are 0-6 or 0-7 now. They started their season off with the Padres and the Dodgers.
yeah, yeah.
I
That's
mean, I had no room to talk because, with Blake being a Braves fan, I was going to give him shit for being 0-6. But then I looked and he played the Padres and the Guardians just lost three to the Padres, so I can't say anything. But
yeah,
at least we have two wins.
yeah.
Against a good Royals team. I still think the Royals are a good team,
Oh yeah. I mean, I still think that they could win the division. That's the
but they
thing about
won't.
our division that makes it exciting still, even with us not being amazing. Like it's wide open.
Yeah. I still think that we got it, but I won't be surprised if we crumble this year because people want to complain about them not spending money to go get players in the offseason. I think we do have a lot of talent on our team. It's just I wish we had our full pitching together. I want to see Shane Bieber pitch before I start judging them.
Yeah.
I just wish we could have kept Eli Morgan maybe for one more year. Um,
Yeah, he's in the division still, I think.
I
Wait,
forget I forget where he went. Is he Detroit?
I think it's the
No,
White Sox.
I thought he went west, like Colorado.
Um,
Eli Morgan, Cubs.
Might be right. Cubs.
Yeah,
Okay. I had the city right.
he ew. He has not had a good start either this year. He had a start, or he had a, let's see, what is this? Oh my God, he played 2/3 of an inning against the Diamondbacks and gave up 6 earned runs.
Oh, but yeah,
Well,
I like our relief pitching this year. It's just our starting pitching has not been there.
right.
And that guy we traded or we got in the Jimenez trade. I mean, he throws heat, but I hope he's gonna get more control over his pitches.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I don't
Nolan
know if you
Jones.
watched any of that game on Monday, but he was wild.
No, I did not get to watch it.
Yeah,
Too late for me. I was sleepy.
yeah.
But the Nolan Jones trade's been pretty good. He's been getting some good hits.
Yeah, that's been huge for us. I was shocked when I saw them trade him. I mean, he had a down year last year, but I didn't think he had that down of a year. I would have liked to have kept Freeman, but in all honesty, there was no spot on this roster for Freeman.
Hmm.
I mean, to make it worth it, I mean, we needed more of a for sure outfielder, and Nolan Jones, I mean, he's a powerful bat when he can get a hold of it. Um, so I mean, I take that trade 10 times out of 10.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, it was cool seeing Nolan Jones get traded back to the Guardians where he started off. But other than that, oh, we did get an NFL trade today that was pretty shocking. We had Joe Milton get traded from the Patriots to the Cowboys for a fifth and seventh round pick. So not the third round pick that was being rumored out there, which would have been crazy. I'm not sure where this makes sense if you're a Cowboys fan.
Don't they still have Trey Lance?
Yes, they have Trey Lance and Dak Prescott, who they made the most expensive quarterback.
Yeah.
So I don't know where the trade really makes all of that sense. I would have loved for the Browns to trade for Milton, but I
That
don't.
would have been nice. Bazooka Joe.
Yeah, but we got Kenny Pickett instead, which is fine. I mean, if Stefanski thinks he can work with him if he needed to, sure, go ahead. Um,
Watch that be the funniest outcome is Kenny Pickett ends up thriving with Kevin.
yeah, that'd be something. But we've had Kirk Cousins spotted in Cleveland, Ohio, a few times now.
I
He's
saw
spotted in
that.
Westlake by my work.
Yeah, I saw he was at Chipotle and what was the other one?
You, I think.
What was it?
Was it City
City
Bar?
Barbecue?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Avon.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going there tonight actually for a wedding tasting.
Really?
I'll do some inspecting. I'll say, hey, was Kirk here?
Well, yeah, I saw pictures of him at the
Well,
places.
yeah, I did too, but anything can be doctored.
Yeah.
But I saw the Avon helmets on the wall, so I thought that was real.
Yeah. Um, well, yeah, I mean, we got a lot of things that happen. I'm not going to recap all of free agency because everyone's already heard it all. Just real quick though, who do you think got better this free agency? What team
Pa-
made the big?
Patriots.
Yeah.
Patriots are gonna be a playoff team.
Yeah, Patriots and then the Bears are right up there with me too.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably put money on Patriots to make the playoffs as a future, and probably the Bears.
I think the Patriots is a really good one. I mean, that would be a dark horse to make the playoffs, especially in
Hmm.
that division. That division's pretty open, other than the Bills.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Miami's going to do anything. I think they're done.
Well, I think they're gonna finally unload Cheetah.
See, I don't think they are unless they get offered like a first round pick, which I'd do it. Not for the Browns' sake, but
Yeah, but not for his age. I don't know. I mean, last year he was really disappointing. You know, being that I drafted him in my first round of the draft for the fantasy football league, I was so disappointed that I drafted him in one league and Christian McCaffrey in the other because both of them, again, just did not pan out.
yeah,
But then watch him go off this year because I won't draft him. It's just the
yeah,
way it goes.
that's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Mm.
Christian McCaffrey will go off this year, even though I'm actually terrified about him.
Yeah.
With him being one of my favorite football players, I'm terrified about that. Um, but yeah, we had the NFL draft coming up in a couple of weeks. That'll be fun. Maybe we can get something planned for that. I know that me and Dylan are pretty big about the draft, and this is probably going to be the first draft that we'd be able to do something for where the Browns actually have a meaningful pick.
Hmm.
Um, So maybe we'll have to try to get something planned out for that. Hopefully, we won't have to work at the Guardians.
I doubt it. Is it Thursday night?
Yeah,
Yeah, I probably won't. Only time I have to work at night is if we got something special going on, but
yeah, because I want to get reactions to when we make the pick. Who do if you had to choose right now who you're taking at number two, who would it be?
I want Jackson Dart, but he ain't going at 2. So I'm gonna say Travis Hunter.
Okay, okay, yeah, I'm
Or Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter, but I want Jackson Dart no matter what.
okay. I don't dislike that. I don't dislike that. I like Jackson Dart, second round. I was feeling a running back second round, but at the same time, I really like that guy from Iowa, Caleb Johnson.
Hmm.
I really like him. I'd take a flyer on him in the third round. Um, if you can get Jackson Dart in the second round, or who knows, Shador might not go first round.
I mean, he could be
He,
the
he
Will
could be
Levis
he
of
could,
the.
exactly.
Hmm.
I could see that happening. I think Shador's a very solid quarterback. He's very accurate. Uh, but I don't think he's going as high as everyone thinks he's going.
Yeah, he might fall with Genty in the second round.
Because if he's not going to the Browns, I mean, realistically, where's a good home for him? Because the Giants aren't going to pick him. They just pick
Raiders,
quarterbacks.
Raiders,
But do you think the Raiders are going to take him though? They just paid Geno Smith all that money.
I guess. Yeah, yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, Raiders would be, an option, but I feel like they have so many other.
Or
What
Seattle.
they need to. Yeah, but
Seattle doesn't have anything. They just unloaded everybody.
they got Sam Darnold now.
Oh, that's right. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, see, that's my point. Is there's not
Yeah.
really
I mean, unless you get a team that's got like a Michael Penix situation where it was like, oh, that was random.
yeah. Which
But that might be the case. That might be the case with Geno Smith.
yeah, because I don't. Granted, I do see the Jets being dumb enough to draft a quarterback still in the first round. Um, I mean, realistically, the Saints, the Saints
Yeah.
probably would. I don't think Pittsburgh would. I think Pittsburgh's going to take Dart at 21 personally, but um, yeah, I
Could they
don't
trade
really.
up? Could they trade up?
They very well could. Um, the Rams, the Rams could. I mean, they went from deciding, oh, we're going to rebuild to, oh shit, let's go win this now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, we were just having conversations about Matthew Stafford getting traded, and now he
I mean,
signed a deal
there's a very good chance they
at
draft a quarterback. Do they still have Stetson Bennett or is he done? I feel like that's a weird situation because
think
he stepped away last year for personal reasons, but I thought he was still on the roster.
I think he is. Yes, yes, he is still on the roster. Stetson Bennett. Um, yeah, I'm not really seeing another team, and I mean, we have the first pick of the second round too. So,
Right.
let's see. I don't know. I could easily see the Browns trading up in the draft back into the first round, and we have two first round picks. I could easily see that happening if there's a guy that we like enough.
It won't be Genty.
No, Genty is
Second round. Second round.
that bet is looking very nice right now.
Like, early second round.
No. I see that's who I keep seeing the Raiders take.
I know I do too.
Man, I'm loving that bet.
early second round.
No way he goes in the first round. He will be the only running back taken in the first round, though. Um, but yeah, other than that, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about on this episode? I know we've been talking for what about an hour now?
No, I think we're pretty much caught up for the moment. Jackets trying to squeeze their way into the wild card for the playoffs. Uh, just keep on trucking. We got the draft soon, so we'll definitely get together for that.
Absolutely. But until next time, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully it won't be another 2 months before we can get another episode out. Uh, try to start getting back on schedule as best as we can. Um, but until next time, guys, take it easy.
Peace.